Okay, let me see if it's working.
Let's see if it works this time.
No. Oh, even this one, it's definitely.
This is going to be the beginning of the episode. Want to give a shout out and thank you to Mr. Brian for doing another podcast episode. This has been fantastic talking with you. This particular episode is another one on mindset, and it's really exciting. I really liked the different things that we talked about, and I really hope this helps somebody else out. So enjoy the day and be well. Cheers. And I mean, I just feel like this is such an opportunity, and for you taking, and sincerely, you taking the time out of your day to talk
Yeah.
with us about this kind of stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, right now I'm in Clearwater, Florida. We just had a hurricane,
Mm.
and there's a lot of electrical work and not enough electricians.
Wow. Wow. And you were saying that you actually, just because of the gym that you went to locally, they started to call you and ask you to help them.
Yeah. Yeah. So the owner of the gym,
Yeah.
you know, he knows what I do.
Hmm.
So I've helped him with some stuff
Hmm.
over time. So I joined that gym last year. You know, I really got a lot out of it, so I've kept it up. And
Hmm.
yeah, just through, just conversation, people ask,
Oh, what do you
do you
do?
yeah, they ask him, do you know an electrician? Yeah, I
Mm.
do have a good guy in their gym member, so you can work with him. And he just put me together on the phone with them both.
Wow.
Like he's completely flooded, had a foot and a half, 18
Oh
inches
no.
throughout his home, it's
Wow.
destroyed. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it reminded me of Hurricane Sandy up in New York.
Mm.
That was in 2012, so that was 22 years ago.
Wow.
Good a month. Well, it was October. Are we in October yet? We're close. No, we're still September.
One day away.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, that was a 9 month cleanup of New York. You can imagine the amount of people, amount of houses, properties
Oh my gosh.
wrecked.
Yeah.
18 inches of seawater, just floating in your home. Like it's disgusting.
Well, thanks for filling me in on that. I know that the last time we were talking, you had mentioned the QB, what is it?
QBQ?
Yeah, yeah.
Question behind the question.
So all I know is that it's a book and that you've referenced it. How does it kind of work when you're trying to think with it, or just even how does it apply to electrical?
Well, it's a great book. Let's narrow it down. Someone who's in the service industry. This is a great book. But to be honest, a great book to give your kids even. Like it's a simple, thin, very easy to read. Just here to look it up. Question. In order to be successful, and you do need to realize like why you're there and ask this question behind the question. If you want to be more able, you see, that's the real word. What the book is it explains how to be more able to how do you increase your ability to do your job. I train my staff and I would spend the time and we would go through it in the mornings and training. I
Wow.
would get them to listen to this book and get the concept of like it's the big R word. The big R word in America is responsibility. America, we don't like that word. We like to just say, no, that's this guy's fault. No, that's him. That's the electrician. Oh, that's the sheetrock guy. Oh, the painter did that. Oh, it wasn't me. I was like that when I got here. It gets noticed.
Mm.
And that's what's been lowered
Mm.
probably since the 1960s. I mean, you have alcohol. We've had the prohibition. We've had a lot of alcohol over. Alcohol's been legal, illegal. It's now legal. But when the drugs hit the United States in the 60s, that's when the drugs came in. 50s were good. Up until the 50s, we were pretty good. But now the drugs came in, the illegal drugs, right? That trade has escalated. And that's when things really, you notice in society started to fail. And you got some real problems as a result of that change. That's a change. You have to look at what causes situations, what causes bad situations, right? And there's one cause. So the QBQ is a book that really helps a person get more knowledge on this subject that he can apply. He can start applying it, and you gradiently. Now, we've been going along for 40, 50, 60, so 65 years, 60 odd years of lowering our responsibility. So the QBQ is an invitation to start raising your ability. You'll never be more able in life unless you're willing, which means ready and happy to be responsible for something.
So the key takeaway that I'm getting from being on the job in your own life from reading this book is just being more responsible, and that'll help you have more stability with your job and also in your life.
Totally. Like, look, you're going to work, the average man, woman is going to work about 70% of their lives. So if you fixed your work attitude, that's going to spill into, because you're going to notice, you might have a hard time, even like myself, you might have a hard time with relationships, with maybe a romantic relationship. You might have trouble with that. And who doesn't, to be quite honest with you?
You're not perfect, Brian.
I'm looking to be more responsible. Just like the thing about me is I'm actually actively thinking like, okay, how can I increase it? So that's a totally different mindset. A lot of people are they don't even know that that's the way, so they're trying to avoid responsibility. You do your job, and then you see, you know what? We fixed this over here. I noticed that there. Now, no one else noticed it, but you're the electrician,
Yeah.
And then you just make it known. Like, look, by the way, noticed that outlet wasn't screwed up right, so I took it, took initiative and did it. Oh, wow. Well, we're not charging for that. That's just here. We got it, and it took 5 minutes.
Nice.
Thank you very much. So
Wow.
I was a little bit above and beyond.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, and that's all it takes. So that would be the way of thinking. Like, how can I go, above and beyond the expectation?
No, I mean, touching upon that, because I think it's actually pretty valuable, is there was a job I was working as an apprentice. It was basically welding, and I didn't know this, but my friend who was one of the foremans, like the head foreman, was thinking about getting rid of me, like just firing me, kind of letting me go type of thing. And it wasn't that I was like not showing up or anything. It was just like I was having a hard time understanding what they wanted me to do, and I needed a lot of help. And so there was one day though that lead foreman was on the side of the road, and there was something going on with his vehicle, and I pulled over and I asked him if he needed help. And he didn't, but the other foreman, who was my buddy, was like, dude, that was perfect. Like that's all you needed to do. And I was able to keep working there for like another 6 months.
Yep.
So.
Okay, well, you just hit on if we took it even further back, like down to the bottom, that's the bottom basic.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this is on my wall.
Wow.
In our training room. And I'll paraphrase, I don't have the sign, but I made the sign. I had it, one of the girls, I told her what I wanted on it, and she got it set up. It's wooden, it's all nicely done.
Oh wow.
It says the reason we are here is to help one another.
Wow, that's cool.
that is the purpose and the reason. Like, that's what we're doing when we walk into your house and you have something that you need us to do. We're like, okay, so we knock on the door. This is what I would say to you. Say, good. Hi, Brian with Duffy Electric. Oh, okay, great. Nice to meet you. Okay, good. So here, just sign us in right here. It's 9 a.m. Okay, good. All right. So how can I help you? Oh, okay. So let me show you this. Let me show you that. Okay, good. So, but the reason you're there is the flow, the energy is to help.
Mm.
We're not there for the money. Couldn't care less. We're here to help you solve that problem. The money
Wow.
comes. The
Mm.
money comes. Don't
Mm.
worry about that. That's
Mm.
not the priority. That's just part of the financial system we live in.
Mm.
That's not the reason we're there.
Wow.
So and a lot of people think that is the reason.
Mm.
And
Okay.
the motivation. It's not the motivation. The motivation is higher. That's the lowest motivation. It's people
Mm.
working for money. It's a trap.
Wow.
People work for money. I'm working for a paycheck. Don't
Mm.
unless you be stuck in a job that you really don't like. Then
Mm.
because you're thinking everything comes back to this paycheck. Boss is having a bad day. He yelled at me or he told me what to do and I didn't like it. And
Mm.
now you're just looking at, well, I'm getting paid 25 bucks an hour. Is this worth it?
Mm.
You're looking at this whole motivation as a financial exchange. And that is what's gone on in America. It's like this whole thing. What if you just look at it as a help exchange?
Mm. Mhm.
We're here to help you. We have expertise and knowledge. You
Mm.
don't. You don't even have the time to do this stuff. You're busy doing your job.
Yeah.
You don't even know what to do. Can't do it. You don't have the license. You don't know. You're nothing. You're lost in this. We're coming in. So we're going to help you with this. We're going to
Mm.
do it correctly. And we'll have it inspected. It'll be done. You'll be good to go. You'll be lit up or you'll have power, whatever it is.
Mhm.
Put solar on your roof. Now you're charging your car directly from the sun into your car. No more bills. This is great. This is a benefit.
Mm.
We're helping you out. Well, of course, the money just that's part of it,
Mhm.
but it's not the motivation. So that's something you just hit on is very important.
Mm. That's awesome. And I want to make sure that like I feel like a lot of people hear that term help, but it wasn't until I defined it like 5 years ago that I actually understand the concept of what helping is. Like people can get the general idea, if you're stuck on the side of the road and you like help them fix their tire, but I was able to define it as being able to assist or make something easier for the other person to get what they want. Like the other person wants their power to turn on. They can't do it by themselves. So they need the other person to do it for them. And in that essence, you're basically making it so they can reach that goal that they want or desire easier or at all. Because like you said, some people aren't electricians, they can't do it. And so we're backing up to this step of you're there to make them reach their goal of having their electric back on.
Yeah, like look, life is a group effort. It's a team effort. It's a group. If you didn't have help when you came into this world, you'd be dead very quickly.
Yeah.
So there's just evidence there that from the moment you arrive, there's a doctor, there's a nurse, they're cleaning you up. You're getting help.
Mhm.
Your mom, your dad's providing all this for your mom, whichever. Your mom just carried you around for 9 months. Look at all the help she did. We are creatures of help.
I
So
like that.
to have an idea that you don't want help or you can't have help,
Mm.
you're almost, you know, wow, that's a tough one. I mean, you're kind of, woo,
Mm.
just try it. Just
Yeah.
try to live without help.
Mm.
I mean, you turn on the faucet, you get water. Did you set that up?
Someone
You
helped you.
got help for that. Somebody built that for you and you
Yeah.
paid them.
Mm.
Is getting that correct in your mind.
Mm.
You'll be much happier and healthier if you help people.
Mm. Yeah.
Way more healthier.
Yeah. 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 You're going into work, you're waking up in the morning, you say, I'm going to go help company versus got to be there for another paycheck.
Well, you've received a lot of help before you got to be even able to work. Your
Yeah.
parents helped you.
Yeah.
So you have the idea of helping responsibly.
Mhm.
There's the mindset. See, so the way of thinking about the job as an apprentice would be like, good, I'm here to help. my electrician. He's going to train me. He's going to help me.
Mm.
Oh, look, no one's going to help you. I'm telling you now, you can see, you notice in life, people will not help. And especially I've noticed this in the trades.
Mm.
There, you just went over it. You helped that foreman. You didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a few years to find this out.
Mm.
All I had to do was just help the electrician.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I had to change my mind. Like I was upsetting my electricians. Like I was brand new on the
Okay.
job because they thought I had this bad attitude. But the only wrong the thing that I noticed looking back was that I didn't think I was there to help.
Mm. Okay.
So when I figured this out myself,
Mm-hmm.
I just realized, good, whatever he needs,
Mm.
I get it.
Mm.
And I asked questions, but then I got interested in figuring out how I could help him.
Mm.
Or, there was no women there. It was just all guys. But yeah, that was 30 years ago,
Wow.
like in
And
Dublin.
and how did they react when you came to work with that viewpoint to help? Like, how did that change things for
Man, they
you?
all, no one, everyone, was in much better communication with me.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we went from like I was the butt end of every joke.
Yeah.
It was just I could sense the change.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just like I was the guy who was the troublesome apprentice.
Okay.
And they didn't help me, and I didn't learn anything
Oh,
because
wow.
I had the wrong viewpoint.
Okay.
Yeah, I had this strange. I had come out of school and I thought I knew it all.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's probably the second problem too. You thought you knew everything
Yep.
and you weren't there to help.
Yep.
When did you realize you didn't know anything?
See,
Like,
they were giving me a paycheck. I was taking a paycheck.
okay.
So I was getting helped. I really got to tell you, I really didn't know anything.
Okay.
And I wanted to pretend that I knew a lot more than I did.
Okay.
Yeah. So then the guys out there in the field, they know this phenomenon somehow. And they don't like it. They try and disabuse anyone of it.
Ah, okay.
It's not very nice, And I'm pretty determined, so we butted heads for quite a while
Brian's stubborn
until I
ass dude.
realized what the hell was wrong with me. Yeah, because they could do it, you see, and I couldn't. That was the difference. The foreman just gave them the drawing, told them what he wanted done, how he wanted it done. They would understand it, and then I would help them do it. They would get it done, and I would just help them. And then,
Hmm.
because I was like not, thinking correctly,
Yeah.
it made it very difficult.
So the right viewpoint to have, getting onto the job, not thinking you know everything, like know what you know, be aware of what you do know, but also be willing to accept new information and be willing to learn what it is that you may not know.
Look, the stuff you don't need to worry about.
Right.
It's done. That's handled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So forget about that. That's conquered territory.
Right.
But you'll always, throughout your entire career,
Mm.
have a mindset of like, okay, good. You have weak points, weak areas that you don't know about
Mm.
in life.
Yeah.
About your job. The job is 70% of your life.
Mhm.
So you might as well, this is a great place to start to apply this
Mm.
mental way of looking at it.
Question for you, do you feel like you're still learning even at this phase?
Absolutely.
Really? No
Yes, I
way.
am. Like I am brand new in the area of solar.
Okay.
So I was just helping a good friend of mine charge up his loaner car.
Wow.
Like I've never been to a charging station.
Wow.
I've set up these cars for homes. Now
Okay.
this is an external charging station.
Okay. So now
They,
we're getting into another concept, which is like after you learn so much in one area, then go and start to learn in a different area that can help you make even more money? What would you say?
Expansion.
Wow.
Never expand without this mindset.
You'll never expand without this mindset.
I don't know. I can't. I don't see it how it's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I like about you, because when we were over in New York together, it was Andre knew about the HVAC stuff with that job that we went on together. And we kind of mentioned this in the last episode, but I mean, that's another branch of expansion. Like you never stop just at electrical. You're branching, because I certainly learned something a little bit more about HVAC
Mm-hmm.
that day, working with the AC systems and stuff like that. And now you're branching into the solar thing. So that's really cool. I admire that a lot.
Yeah. And there's lots more to learn.
Mm,
Like you've got to, do the things that you are interested and you like and that you can apply yourself. So,
mm,
um, you enjoy it. Like it's a quick life as well. Like you don't want to you want to do things that you're interested in and you like doing.
mm,
I mean, the things that you like, you're going to understand better.
mhm,
So
mhm.
that's a good point there as well, right? So what you don't like, you'll find you don't understand.
Wow, that was a powerful thought. Wow.
People you like, you understand better than people you don't like, you don't understand. You'll notice.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So that's a universal law then. Is like the more you
Oh.
understand how to do it, the more you like to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that's um you can take that one to the bank. That is the way it is. So yeah, like the things that you understand and things that you like, you have affinity for,
Yeah.
you're going to have that agreement for, and then you're going to be able to communicate and then you're going to understand.
Hmm.
So that's like gravity. It's the same thing. The things you don't like, you tend to disagree with, or the people you don't like, you tend to disagree with, and
Oh,
therefore you don't communicate or interact, and you don't understand them. You
right.
just, yeah, I don't understand that guy.
Right.
So that's applied to things as well, like engines and generators or solar panels that supply, or light fixtures.
Okay. Okay.
Or whatever your trade is.
Hmm.
Finance, there's a big one. A lot of stuff I don't understand about finances.
Wow.
So, heck, there's a lot I don't understand about glasses. I have to go to a guy just like you do.
For glasses.
Mhm.
Hmm.
You
Cool.
go to an optician,
Hmm.
you know. You don't make Apple computers and you don't know how they get
No.
put together, and you certainly don't have the facility to make one. So you got to
Yeah.
go to.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of making a computer, but that's only because I don't understand how to do it.
So you can see, so
Hmm.
you got to pick your area. And then that's another thing that I've
Hmm.
taught and applied is like, you've got to pick, you've got to pick your area and then conquer that area and become very skilled in that area. So now you are the man for that area.
Hmm.
And just by that, you'll get work.
Wow. Just
It'll
being
be
skilled in that area.
understood. Yeah, it'll just come around.
Hmm.
Because people will recognize that
Hmm. What you're talking
that
about.
area.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're the man for that type of thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened for you at being at the gym. People just kind of you said you were an electrician. People kind of gave you the opportunity to fix something and then you did it. Right?
And then it followed me from Boston, actually. So that we got into that through the question behind the question, which is going over the idea of basically being responsible.
Yeah.
and what does that look like, and
Mm.
how it's not
Mhm.
this terrible, painful
Awesome.
thing. It's actually not at all. It's
Right.
actually very fulfilling and just more rewarding.
Mhm.
You'll definitely, the person who's rises to the top is always the more responsible person. Who's number one in my company,
Wow.
he's the most responsible person.
Wow.
That's how he's number one.
Wow.
It's a natural thing, and everyone else knows it. That's the thing.
That's cool. That's simple
Yeah.
though. I like that. Be a little bit more responsible. Yeah.
Through traffic. We work in the city of New York, so 5 boroughs, traffic's traffic, 30 minutes minimum from job to job.
Okay.
So I listen to things all the time just to help.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then, the entertainment business wants you to listen to their stuff so they can sell those ads.
Right.
So you're really still you're being a customer as opposed
Mm.
to someone who's gonna be a driver in a business. A driver is someone who's helping the business expand. That's
Nice.
what a driver is.
That's cool.
So you got drivers and then you got passengers. You have to you're choosing, but
Mm.
I'm only pointing out that if you are a passenger, it's good to know if you're a passenger, just to know, like, okay, I've chose, like, better to be,
In the know.
oh yeah, I'm a passenger, I'm not a driver. I don't help the company expand. I just go along, I get my paycheck,
Mm.
and I do what I'm told.
Right.
So good, you're a passenger, that's fine.
Yeah.
At least you know now.
Yeah.
It's better to know than to not know in life.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right,
Awesome,
bro.
man. All right. Everybody tune in
Yeah.
to the next episode. Be a
Yeah. This has
passenger
been,
of our podcast.
yeah. I mean, obviously we've just begun and there's more, a lot more. But this is good. We got the mindset. Like, I know we've been focusing on that. So
Yeah.
that's because it's very much left out. The
Mm.
focus is doing, not on the thoughts. The
Yeah.
thought is boss.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yep. Deal.
Okay, bro.
All righty.
So thank you, and we'll see you. We'll meet next week.
Yes, sir.